Hello, everyone. It's William, finally again, right here at Allegory Gallery, and it's been a while. It's been a while since we've hung out with all of you. Um, Many of you know we were not feeling well. We went through a bout of COVID, so it's been really a long time. It was a very long, drawn out thing, and it's been it's been quite the effort getting back to any type of normal. So I'm going to let a few people filter in here. Hopefully, if you're out there, you'll say hello. I know you're probably not expecting this because we've been gone for so long. I think it's been about at least 2 weeks that we haven't seen you here. So if you're out there, please say hello. Let us know where you're coming to us from, both in location and um, if you want to tell us where you're watching us as well. There's so much to talk about. I don't even know what to start with. So, hello, Julie. Thanks for tuning in. Glad to see you here as well. Hello, Suzanne. I'm glad you're here. My AG Bead fam out there. Hello, Molly. Thank you for tuning in. It has been a while. So, we didn't want to post a ton about it because, it was kind of something. Um, it was kind of something, that we were just trying to deal with. Um, and not cause too much of a fuss for anybody. We didn't want anyone thinking that, that they couldn't come into the store or that there was anything wrong with ordering from us. Nothing, you know, I wasn't in the store during any time that I was positive. We didn't even go to the cottage at all. We literally did not leave the house this entire time that we've had COVID. And it was, I think the most I left the house was I took the garbage out to the end of our driveway. Um, and that was just because we had to get the garbage out. But otherwise, I didn't even take walks in the backyard or walks around town, even when I was feeling a little bit better. We wanted to make sure that we were completely negative. There's all these things that's saying that if you take a test and you've had the shots, which we've had, and they say you're not contagious after 7 days of feeling okay, and we didn't want to risk that, so we stayed in. Even days after we tested positive, we didn't really go around anyone for a few days, or tested negative, I mean. So once we tested negative, we took a few days, and then we went, and I was able to go and do stuff when I knew I would not hurt anyone else, because this was not fun. We've had all the shots and the boosters and all that, but we were down for a good solid 12 days. It took 12 days for me to go from positive to a fully negative test. Um, I was watching my test line get lighter and lighter and lighter, but it still means it's there. And even though they say you're not really contagious, probably at that point, I didn't want to risk anything. So it's been a time. It was 12 full days. We didn't want to make anyone else sick because not a lot of people can afford, to take that kind of time off. Um, we're really, I mean, we're hurting right now. I'll be honest. We're not anywhere near where we should be because we've not been able to put in the effort to these lives and to a lot of places where our income comes from. But we are fortunate in that we were able to take the full amount of time needed to get healthy and to get back to negative again. It's been a very difficult thing. I'm reading some of your comments here. Adria Williams, I'm so sorry to hear about your husband. I know a lot of people who have lost people, and it's such a hard thing. Um, we were lucky, I think, in that we did have, the shots and the vaccinations and all that, and I think that helped. Um, I'm still. It did not go to my chest while I had it. But right now I feel like it's in my chest, and I'm not sick anymore, but I feel like my body is just trying to, push everything out. And so I have coughing fits, more coughing fits than I had while I had it, actually. Um, and so I hope I don't go into a coughing fit while I'm on here, because they are something else right now. But it was 12 days of pretty much having what felt to me like the flu. It was, um, I had muscle aches pretty much every single day. That feeling when even your skin hurts. It was like that, um, along with headaches. And those were my main symptoms. Mine started to feel like I was getting a sore throat, but I fought that off. I was taking, and Andrew making Andrew take every antiviral vitamin or mineral that we could get our hands on. My mom's really big into learning about vitamins and herbs and things like that, and she researches the antiviral stuff and antibacterial stuff. So we were taking all the antivirals we possibly could, loading up on them every day, and it still lasted a full 12 days for both of us. I was about 2 days behind Andrew. He got sick before me, and I was lucky enough to escape it. I thought I was escaping it, and did not. Um, Mine was just 2 days behind, and it was almost every exact symptom almost 2 days behind Andrew. So I kind of had a guide, unfortunately, for Andrew, but he was my guide to how I was going to be feeling. And when he tested negative, it was a full 2 days, and then I tested negative. And it was just a few days ago. So we're still working on our energy. My energy is incredibly low. You might be able to tell right now. I don't have my normal energy. I'm like sitting here almost sweating profusely. My body is still not used to moving around. We were pretty much in bed or on the couch 24 hours a day. So I'm still recouping, and I'm still starting to feel better, but I have very low energy. I made a post on Facebook yesterday. Like yesterday, I actually got out and mowed our grass in our yard, which our yard is small, because we have a garage and a very large parking lot, because the people who owned the house before us had an RV. And so most of our yard is paved. But so we have this tiny little postage stamp yard, and it took everything out of me. So I came in and rested, and then I had to go grocery shopping because our cats were running out of food. Their Chewy order was running a little bit behind. So I got out and did that. I made some lasagna when I got home, and that was all I did. I laid on the couch then for the rest of the night. I've had a horrible time trying to sleep. I didn't fall asleep last night until about 6 or 6:30 a.m. So it's one of those things. Like sometimes my body still hurts sometimes, or feels like it's almost vibrating. Um, and I started feeling like that, and I started researching it. And apparently, one of the long COVID's symptoms for some people is that their body feels like it was vibrating. Um, and so I do get that sometimes. It comes mostly at night. Um, I have started taking low dose aspirin, because my family has what's called factor 5, which is a blood thickening. We have thick blood, and that can lead to blood clots and things like that. So I've been taking it baby aspirin, because supposedly some people who have that and also have COVID, or even just get the shots, sometimes that can affect their factor 5 and start boosting that to create thicker blood. So I've been taking that just in case this tingling that I'm getting and all these sensations or that. I've never been tested for it, but I think my mom has it, my aunt has it, my grandmother has it. I think my brother even was tested for it. So there's a good chance, because I follow along with that side of the family very much. So I've been taking that to try and make sure that my blood stays thinner, especially here for the next few weeks at least. So that's been COVID for us. We were very lucky. We weren't hospitalized. I do believe that the vaccinations and all that have helped us. I don't want to know what that would have been like if my body had no idea what COVID was and was hit by it. That's just my personal opinion. But I can't imagine what that would have been like if it would have been worse. Because, like I said, we had the shots, we had the boosters, and we were still sick for 12 days. So, we're blessed that we have all of you out there supporting us. And, we were still getting some orders here and there on the online store. I was trying to do an email every once in a while. So if you got emails from us, that was me sitting on the couch in between, passing out most times, trying to compose an email. I definitely got a little bit of the COVID brain they talk about. I had a really hard time. If some of those emails didn't make sense, I apologize. I was having a really hard time concentrating, and I had to reread those emails. Each email that I sent out probably took me about an hour. And usually they take 15 minutes or so, and I can write out an email pretty quick. But I had to reread these and reread these and reread these because I just could not, I couldn't keep in my mind what I was actually saying. So that was a little bit difficult. So if they didn't make sense, I apologize. But we were trying to still get some, some orders and show some things that we have because we couldn't do these lives. I'm going to roll back through the comments here and just check on everyone and see how you're doing. Hello, Debbie. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, Amanda. Says, hi, we miss you. We've missed you too, all of you out there. Norma is out there. Hello. Facebook user, I'm not sure who you are, but thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're happy to see us again. Suzanne's asking how we're feeling. Hopefully I covered a lot of that. Hello, Donna. Thank you for joining us. Helen is out there. Our friend Helen, thank you for joining us. Good to see you out there too. Carmen is with us. Hello, Carmen. Let's see who else is joining us in today. Julie says it's scary that you got this sick with the vaccinations. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. And, I don't know why. I don't, who knows? The only thing I can possibly think is we do wear ourselves out a lot. We work very hard and we work long hours, and we go all the time, with a small business. You would think, we're actually in 3 days, which we've had no time to plan anything, in 3 days is going to be our 11th year anniversary for Allegory Gallery. So you would think after 11 years, there are some things like we were able to take the time off and we were able to have, our friends and helpers come in and run some of the stuff for us. But we're down quite a bit. And you would hope after 11 years that wouldn't be the case. But and I tried to say this in some of the emails, and I don't know how it came out, but if you have a local bead store and you go to the owner and you ask them how much effort does it still take them, no matter how long they've been in business, I think most of them will tell you that it takes a lot of their personal effort just to keep things going. And that's the nature of not just bead stores, but in the hobby business in general. Many of you know I work for a British car parts supplier as well. That is a hobby business as well. When people are restoring a British sports car, they're not doing it because it's their daily driver generally. These are vintage cars. They're doing it because it's their little, side project or their hobby. And this business I work for, they are a multi-million-dollar small business. They have less than 20 employees, probably less than almost 15 now, and they're still a multi-million-dollar a year business. But if they slow down in sending out cell flyers or emails to people, or if they slow down at any point, the business starts to hurt. And they've been in business for 30 to 40 years. So it's the nature of the hobby business that if the owners aren't involved, or if you slow down in your promotions in any way, you start to feel it. And the smaller of a business you are, the more you're going to feel it and the quicker you're going to feel it. We're really small. We don't make anywhere near that kind of money, not anywhere near it. So we make enough pretty much just to live, and do some of the things we want to do. We've grown obviously over time, but we've not grown exponentially. We're trying to do things to do that. That's why we're trying to start a new business. because after 11 years, this business, it's probably grown to where it's going to. That's why we ask you to share. That's why we ask you to please let your friends know where you get your beads, um, because this business is, Allegory Gallery. I think it is a small business, and I don't know. What, we've hit this plateau, um, in a lot of ways, and I don't know what we do to get above that. I don't know what we do to keep pushing past that. Um, so that's one of the reasons we're looking at branching off and doing a different business, adding a second business to everything we do, because we've seen over the past few years we're not really getting past a certain point. So if that's going to be the case, we need to do something else if we want to continue growing. And so that's what we're doing. But that's why we ask you to share our posts. That's why we ask you to tell people where you get stuff, so that, hopefully we can continue growing Allegory so that it doesn't just, hit a point where it's going to stop growing. We don't want to stop growing. As long as we see a little bit of growth, that makes us happy. Um, I think we offer a valuable service to people. I think we, do things that people like. I think we have a lot more things we want to do, but that takes, some income. So that's where we are there, I guess. I don't know where I was totally going with that. I still have a little bit of fog brain, but yeah, please share. Please share. Let people know we're out there. Donna says, my sister had it, and thank goodness I didn't get sick. Yes, thank goodness. Absolutely. Sylvia's with us. Jennifer, so sorry you had to go through that. Hopefully you're both feeling better. Andrew's actually taking a class this past weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and today. I can't even stay on here too long because Andrew will be using this room. I'm in my home office, but he uses this room. He has a conference call that when, like, he's going to be rushing back from the class so that he can get online to do the conference call. So I can't be here too long today. Let's see here. Facebook user says, when I first got COVID, my mouth was sore and it felt like my teeth had fur growing on. That's weird. That's one thing I did not get, at least. I did lose my sense of taste and smell intermittently, like not completely. There was probably one day where I lost it, 1 or 2 days that I lost it almost completely, but it did come back. My mom had COVID about a year or so ago, and she lost her taste and smell. But she's been researching, and they found that people who smoke apparently don't get COVID as bad as they would assume, because generally smoking you would think would lessen your immune system or reduce your immune system. But I guess there is something to do with the nicotine receptors in your body, that COVID binds to some of those. I don't understand it all. She was trying to tell me a little bit about it. But this was before I got COVID. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I got it. I was like, oh, that might have been useful information. But my mom lost her sense of smell and taste, and it came back, but it came back weird. Green beans, which she loves, came back tasting like perfume. And vanilla ice cream tasted really weird. So she's been doing some research and reading things and trying things, and she started taking nicotine gum, small doses, because you don't want to get addicted to that. But by using nicotine gum, she was able to actually regain the taste of green beans and the ice cream. She can now taste green beans like they're supposed to again. So there's something to that, I think. I haven't had to do it, but if I find as I go through life that anything tastes funny, I will not be afraid to try that. Let's see here. Valerie says, I am so glad to hear that you are both on the mend. It is just so important for everyone to have the shots and practice every prevention possible. I have been one of the few who managed to steer clear so far, which I'm good because I'm old. We steered clear of it for a very long time. And I think we got it at Bead Fest when we were in Lancaster. That's where, after we came back from that, that's when we started to feel the effects of it. Whether it was when we went out to dinner. Of course, we didn't have our masks on when we were out to dinner, when we were eating. But generally, we wear our masks most places. Andrew was doing a teaching demonstration and couldn't have his mask on for that because they were filming it. And it was hard to hear with the mask. So he had that off. I mean, he was generally away from people during that, but you never know. So, we try and keep 6 feet away from everybody, but people were starting to pack up tables and we were helping pack up tables and booths and people were moving around. So you never know. But we do think that's where it came from. And so we avoided it for 2.5 years, and then it finally got us. So people, please still be careful out there. We're generally in pretty good health. We have things, I have my anxiety and I have my thyroid issues and whatnot, but we're generally in pretty good health, and it took us down for 12 days. So please be careful still out there. Molly says we were taking both vitamin D and C. Yes. Vitamin D, vitamin C, quercetin, selenium, NAC, I think it's called EGC. Can't think of what all these letters. Zinc. If you take zinc, that's good for you. We were on a lot of stuff. So definitely keep up those antiviral medications. Adria says, it's said you can still get it, but it won't be as bad. Having it at all is bad enough. I really hope things continue to get better for you. Yeah, I can't imagine, like I've said it before, I can't imagine having this and not having the shots and this being worse than it was. Like we probably, very possibly could have been in the hospital. It did not go into our lungs, either one of us, which is very good. I think some of the antiviral medications we were taking, the vitamins and stuff probably helped with that. My eye, though, if you've been following my eye story, it's been red for months. The doctors can't figure it out. It got worse during COVID. So I'm starting to wonder if it's a viral infection in my eye that I had, and it's just taking time to go away because it got like flaming red at one point. So, and I was still doing the medications that I had from the eye doctor. So I don't know if that's it. Some people have eye issues with COVID. I don't know if I got hit with a small bout of COVID and never knew it. And that's when my eyes started doing that. I don't know. But this bout of COVID, I knew I had it. Like I said, I'm sitting, I hope I'm not like sweating on camera. It's hot. I'm hot right now and it's not that hot. But any amount of anything we do, I just start dripping. Diane was with us. I don't know if you still are. Lady B has training. Missed you guys. Wanted to say hi. Thank you for tuning in. Mason says, sending much strength and recovery to you and Andrew. Double rainbows to wrap you in success. Much love your way. Thank you so much, Mason. We appreciate your support and sending love to us. It's been difficult. I won't lie. We're pretty honest people generally, and when we're having a hard time, we're having a hard time. Lots of small businesses are. I've been not on social media too much. The headaches sometimes made it hard for me to be on a screen. But even while we were sick, I've seen a number of small businesses that we know start closing down. And it's really sad to see that still happening. Like I said, knock on wood, we're still here. We're hanging in by like fingernails at this point. We're trying our best to keep going. We know we're behind, obviously, on some things, but we did not want to, we didn't want to pack mystery boxes while we knew we were sick. I know the chance of spreading that way probably would be slim, but we did not want that. So our shipping helper was doing all the shipping. She is not sick. We have not been around her. So your packages are safe. She has been keeping up with everything as much as possible. If you're waiting for laser printed things, I will say those have been those we make here at the house, and we did not want to print any of those or send any of those off with us touching them while we were sick. So if you're waiting for something like that, that's why your order is delayed. But we will get those out to you. We're going to start, we've started printing them actually, and we're going to continue printing, column printing, cutting and engraving those things. Hopefully I'm not going to start coughing. I'm going to try and keep that away. We're going to keep those things going here to catch up. Teresa is joining in. Marcy, good to see you. Hello. Marianne is with us. Thank you. Susan says this disease is so strange. It really is. It's a strange thing. and people get it in all different kinds of ways. Very weird, very weird. Facebook user is Susie Wyatt. I can't remember how to fix it. Generally, there is a link in the description of this video for StreamYard, and you click that link and hit authorize, allow Facebook to send StreamYard your username and photo. That's usually how you can fix it, or go over to YouTube. I will say, we're very close on YouTube to being able to monetize. You know, for a long time, we were pushing for over 1,000 people. We're still pushing for more subscribers. So if you're not watching us on YouTube, please, youtube.com/allegory gallery. Please go over there and start watching us there. More and more and more and more of our friends have been getting hit on Facebook for reasons they can't even understand sometimes. I've been very lucky, knock on wood. I've been very lucky that I've not gotten anything, but you never know. So we're trying to get over on YouTube and do more there. We're trying to do our broadcast there all the time, as well as Facebook. We are about 300 or 400 so watch hours away from possibly being able to monetize. They have to run the check after that and make sure our YouTube channel is okay for it. But we have no strikes against us. We have the number of viewers that we need now. There are 4 requirements. We have the number of viewers we need. We have no strikes as far as copyright against us, because we try to be very careful not to use any music in the background, or when we do our videos, we use music that we license. So there's that. Excuse me. I can't think of the other thing, but the one is the watch hours, and we need 4,000 watch hours in a 365-day period. Sorry, I needed a drink. And we're almost there. So if y'all watch on YouTube, that would be greatly appreciated. If you miss something and you're doing a replay, please think of going to YouTube first and watching the replay there. That'll really help. Some of our videos already have ads in them. Some of the videos, they don't put ads in the live videos, but in the videos that we post, that are done in post-production, and we upload and post them, they're putting ads in them, and we don't get any money from that. So we'd like to get some of that money. That'll help us have an income, that is just kind of there, that is in the background, that we don't have to work so hard for, and that'll help us continue to do more things. So please watch our videos on YouTube and help us get to those 4,000 watch hours. These are all things that I don't think I'm supposed to tell you once we get monetized. So I just have to ask you, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We'll be, I'm sure, making a big announcement when we do finally get monetized. Hopefully we will. Knock on wood again. Molly says our contractor smokes and he got it bad. The other 2 smoking contractors did not get it bad. So not sure how correct that one is. He was super sick. Yeah, some people do. I think it all depends on your chemistry, but generally the overarching theme seems to be people who smoke do not get it as bad as they would assume smokers would get it, compared to colds and flus and things like that. So yeah, I don't know, but I do know the nicotine gum helped my mom regain her sense of taste and smell. Let's see here. Marcy says, my husband will get eye issues and very red from environmental exposure. He owns a lawn care biz. Came home after spreading compost and looked like red-eyed prize fighter. Yeah, I don't know what my eye is. Like, it's only half of my eye. It's the bottom portion of this eye only. It's never gone up into the upper portion. It's never moved from where it is. Sometimes it goes away and it's less in some parts. Sometimes it keeps getting red. Doesn't move into the other eye. I haven't given it to anybody else. I don't know what it is. I don't wake up with, the goopy, crusty eyes that you would get with an infection. My eye doctors I think they're pretty much probably going to send me to a retinal specialist because they can't figure it out. They've never seen anything like that. Adria's going to find something for supper. Have a blessed evening yourself, and hopefully you get something good to eat. I made lasagna. I'm still eating lasagna today. Let's see here. Marianne says, Barb has been awesome getting things out. Yes, she's working very hard getting things out for us. And, you know, we have not had a lot of orders. We appreciate all the orders that are coming in right now because we have not had a lot. There are days when Barb comes in for about 15 minutes, checks orders, and then leaves, because we're not well enough yet to get up and have other things for her to do. So we appreciate all the orders that you are sending in. Excuse me. But it has been, you know, she has been, I'm not going to take it away from her. She's been keeping us caught up, which I really appreciate. But we've not had a ton of orders. So it's been fairly easy to keep caught up, which is both good and bad. So, you know, it's been rough. And the physical store, you know, is what it is right now. It's on class days, we do pretty well. But most of the other days of the week, it's not great. So, you know, we still don't want to close the physical store, but we are more and more as time goes on, you know, it's getting to be one of those situations where we're wondering if that's going to be a necessity. You know, at first we start talking about it, then we really start, you know, looking at it. We're playing it by ear. But it's getting harder and harder out there. It really is. Marianne says, might be time to do a few replays. Yes, please. You can watch any replays on YouTube. Go watch them. Give us those watch hours. That passive income will be amazing if we can get it. I know it won't be a lot at first because we don't have a ton of subscribers, but if you share with your friends and ask them to subscribe, that would really help too. Let's see here. What else is going on? Have you had your thyroid stimulating antibodies checked? Might elevate. If elevated might mean something. I do have to do blood tests. I was supposed to get blood tests, and then all this happened. So I still need to get blood tests and have everything checked out, and make sure my thyroid levels are okay and everything's going okay. Let's see here. Can we still order from the older videos if the item is still available? Yes, possibly. Most of the items probably, though. It depends which video. Because some of the videos, like the sell down lots and the check glass, and some of those like the Monique, those would be more difficult probably to figure out again. It would be possible, but it would be hard for Barb to do it on her own. We're still catching up. So it's possible. But some of those things have been restocked or are totally gone, or Andrew reabsorbed back into his collection. So possibly, that's all I can say. I don't know. But you can feel free to send us emails. The best thing to do is if you can grab a screenshot. If you grab a screenshot of the item you're looking for, it's much easier for us to figure out if we still have it or not. A lot of times those videos are meant to, you know, they last about a week or so, and then that stuff kind of goes away if it doesn't go to the online store. So if you don't see it showing up in the online store, it may have gotten reabsorbed or sold out. But you can definitely check. You can check on anything by sending us a screenshot. That's the easiest way for us to, that way we don't have to find the video you're talking about and then replay the video ourselves till we get to wherever it is in the video. It's much easier if you just send us a screenshot right there. Let's see here. Susan says, keeping your fingers crossed for your eye issues. Thank you. I appreciate that. Debbie says, is your mom still using the gum, or does she think her sense of taste is back to what it used to be? I'm not sure. I haven't asked her in the last few days. I don't know if she quit after her taste came back. I would assume she probably did because she's not a smoker, and she doesn't want to be addicted to nicotine. So I think probably once it came back, she stopped, but I'll have to check on that. But she did. She fully regained her taste of green beans again, which she loves. You know, it's one of those veggies she loves, and that they're easy. So she was really sad that every time she ate them, it tasted like strong, like floral perfume. But that's all gone now. Molly ordered soup from Panera. Nice. I haven't had Panera in a long time. Donna has got a shipping notification this morning. Thank you to your shipper. Thank you for your order. We appreciate that. It's helping keep us going. Helping to keep us going. Suzanne is having crab cakes and fettuccine alfredo. Crab cakes were something I really used to like when we were eating meat. I still love fettuccine alfredo, though. Yeah, so What else is going on? I've been talking about me the whole time. How are you doing out there? I can't say that we're going to be doing these videos every day again. I don't know that we're going to have the energy for that. I wanted to jump on here. I put it in my post that I was hoping to get on today when I posted on Facebook yesterday. And I wanted to get on. I didn't have much to show you because I still have not been going to the store much. I did do a day at the store after I was negative, and it was a good day. Yeah, I think, there's something about having the owner there that makes a difference sometimes too. So I need to get back into the store and get doing things again. But we are still continually adding things to the online store. So there are new things in the online store. New gemstones have gone in, gemstone strands. Ugandan paper beads went in. There's a bunch of stuff that have gone in since we've been sick, that some of our people have been helping with. So you can definitely check that out if you'd like to. I have Barnaby in my lap. He's been in my lap this entire time. He's been my buddy. We were really nervous during COVID because Barnaby has either a lung growth or asthma. Um, and many of you may have known that story since we went through all that with y'all. He's been doing okay, but cats can get COVID from humans, they've shown. So we were very worried because our cats and we like to be very close to each other. So it's been difficult, worrying, if we were going to make them sick. Barnaby is a kisser. He likes to kiss you, and we had to, stay at arm's length and stay away. And I think it was hard for them to understand why suddenly for 2 weeks we were barely touching them or barely, playing with them or doing much. And so now that we've been back to normal, Barnaby has been pretty much my buddy every single day, which he usually is. And luckily, thank goodness, they did not get sick, because we were really worried. Gilbert is pretty strong and he doesn't generally have many health issues, thankfully. At least nothing that's come out. But Barnaby has his lung issues and he does cough and he has what seems like asthma. And we were really worried about him getting COVID. Suzanne says, tell me about the paper beads. I don't know what much there is to tell you. They're made in Uganda. Women in Uganda make them. They are paper beads. So if you know how paper beads are made, generally they take strips of long pieces of paper. Oftentimes those strips of paper are shaped in kind of like almost like a long marquee type shape. And a lot of times they'll have a piece of wood or a piece of metal with a small slit in it, and you slip the piece of paper in there and you twist the beads and you roll them. And they roll upon themselves and they turn into a bead. And then these ones are glazed to keep them from, slightly glazed to keep them from fraying and keep them, if they're up against your skin and you sweat a little bit or anything like that. You can do paper beads that aren't. A lot of times people do paper beads that aren't coated in any way, but these are coated to help protect them against that. So that's really as much as I really know or can tell. It's not a ton to them. Andrew would probably be better at answering that question, but he's not here. I'm sure there's a history of it or more to it than that, but I don't have that information, unfortunately. Sylvia says, thank you for your post of Barnaby and Gilbert. It appeared they stepped up in their caregiving when they could. Yes, as much as they could, as much as we would allow them. We were very careful about when we were coughing and trying to make sure that we weren't coughing at them or around them. It was hard because they still would sleep with us. So we had to keep pushing them down, push them away a little bit. But they're our buddies. And so it's hard. We don't want to try to lock them out or, make them feel like that they were the ones that did something bad. But, you feel for them because you could tell there was a different sense to them. They didn't quite understand what was going on, why we were ignoring them more. Why we didn't take them outside. They didn't get to go outside for the entire 2 weeks. And that was simply because they won't they won't come in on their own very often unless they're afraid of something or they get scared of something outside. So we didn't want to have to be able to pick them up because we were trying not to touch them as much as possible. So they didn't get to go outside. They didn't get to go down in the basement, which they love to do. Those kind of new areas. The basement's usually closed off most of the time, so sometimes I take them down there and it's like a new exploratory area. So they were not understanding what was going on, but plus we were home with them all the time, which was very different for them. They're used to getting their, midday, probably naps when we're away. So, sorry, I'm starting to cough more. I should probably get going before I start coughing too much here. Norma says, I ordered some paper beads today. I talked with a woman at the Berea Craft Festival here in Kentucky who made them, and she was explaining her process. It was interesting. Yeah, it's a fun thing. It's something that people have been making paper beads for a long, long time. A lot of people that we know, who are now retired or, they have been making them. They made them as kids. It was something that a lot of kids made. I didn't make them as kids. But Andrew made them as kids. His family made them, and a lot of people we know, they bring back good memories of, they used to make them with their grandmother or, with other family members. So they're really cool. I like them. My aunt, who passed away several months ago, taught me how to make paper beads, and I've actually never tried to make them. She was very talented artistically. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm glad that you have that memory. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go soon. I can feel it creeping up. I'm gonna have a coughing fit soon. Like I said earlier, I'm coughing more now than I was with COVID, but I think it's my body just trying to, anything that's left over, it's trying to get rid of it. So I think that's part of what's going on with me. But through all of this, having time off was scary for me. My anxiety was very high, which I'm sure did not help my healing process. Worrying about, if we were going to have enough income, if we were going to able to get by, how we were going to get by. That's why I was trying to do some emails in between everything and make some posts, even though it was, slow. We had a big event in town called Meet the Merchants that we helped to orchestrate. It was our building and the building across the street from us. There were some new businesses and we were trying to do this thing to get people to come down into town and just meet us and, see who we are, what we're about. We had food in the backyard. We had barbecue. We had a caterer who brought charcuterie plates and beautiful vegetable plates. We had whiskey or bourbon tastings. So we had this big event planned, and of course, we couldn't be there. We're very thankful for our teacher, Jen, who stepped in for the 4 hours that the event took place so that at least we weren't closed. But there's nothing like having a Meet the Merchants when you can't actually meet the merchants. So at least Jen could talk about classes and whatnot, but it was really hard. It's just like we were looking forward to that event because, all the other people who were in the event had a really good, a good time and made lots of money. We did not. And that's just, when the energy of the owners aren't there for an event like that to put really energy into it and really explain what you do and what your concept is behind everything. It's hard. And so Jen did the best she could, and she was there, and we were open, and people stopped in, and we have had people come back who said they met her, and that's great. But there's still not that same kind of energy, right? So it's been a hard go. It's been a really hard go. We're very fortunate that we were able to take the time. I look at it and I things in the US are a little bit I say not right. I look at it that if we were in a regular job, I would have just used my 2-week vacation time to be sick. And that's really the sad part of it, is that I know that a lot of people cannot, take that kind of time. And we're fortunate and we know how fortunate we are. But also, it's also when the owner's energy is not there, a bead store is hard. Any hobby store, it makes it difficult. So, we're not at the point where this huge company where we have, tons of employees and it mainly runs without us. We still have to be very in the store and very much, paying attention to it. And so it was hard to do that because, our energy was very low throughout all of this. And so we did have time though, and took the time to kind of think of things we want to do and try to do. Um, so we're working on some things. We have things in the plan. I think Cynthia's going to come up again and visit with us soon. We have some things planned for the TGB. Just trying to, do what we can do and get back to normal and hopefully do better than normal, because we need to catch up right now. So it's been hard for everybody. I've watched so many people who are friends who have small businesses. I've watched them close. I've watched them join, the regular corporate workforce again. And sometimes they're happy about that. It's sad that they have to be happy about that, but it's hard too. So we thank you out there for being out there with us. I know this video is just pretty much me saying that, maybe, talking about me, and I hate to do that all the time, but we wanted to fill you in on what's been going on and, let you know that we're working on it. We're working on a comeback. I don't know when we'll get back to doing these lives as often as we did. I don't know that we'll be doing them every day for a little while, just because it takes a little bit of time to regain our strength. Like I said, I can't do much in a day yet, which is sad because I have a lot of things I want to do and what we need to do to keep things going, but I can't do a lot yet. And Andrew has been taking classes. I don't know how he's been doing it. He's been driving down to Touchstone, taking a class and driving back every day for the last 2 days. This is the third and last day of that. And he's been wiped out. He's not been able to sleep very well. We've both not been able to sleep very well. I've been taking NyQuil and things like that to fall asleep. So we're trying to get back. As you can tell, I'm coughing now. It's not going to be crazy. I don't want it to get crazy while I'm on camera, but we are working on things. If you've been waiting on something like laser pendants, we didn't want to send them out when we were sick. So those are starting to happen. We have a few more to do, and then we should be able to get the rest of those orders out, hopefully. And that's about it. Julie says, I appreciate hearing what you went through. Really hope your energy returns soon. Thank you so much, Julie. I hope this didn't bore any of you too much. We don't try to get on here to bore you, but we wanted to let you know, we haven't said much through the whole thing because really it's hard to say anything when you don't know what the time frame is, right? So we're thankful for all of you. Please, our friends out there, hit the share button on these videos. Let people know we exist. If you've bought something from us, please share it with your friends and let them know where you got it. If they're makers, maybe they'll buy something too. We could really use all the support. Probably for the next, I don't know if Andrew will be here tomorrow or not. I will be trying to make the trip into my other job tomorrow. And so I'm hoping that goes okay. I don't know if I'll be able to do a full day or not, but I'll be doing partial day there. And Wednesday, hopefully I'll come back and do something with all of you. I think coming up very soon, we have our creative make-along on Zoom. I think that's coming up very soon. I don't know if it's this week. I have to look at my calendar again. So we will get all that out there and send out, reminders and things like that. We'll get back to it. But I may be showing some things in the online store that we have out there that maybe you've missed or you just forgot about. That's probably what the next few videos that I do are going to be, because we have not had a lot of chance to get out there and buy new things, obviously. So, yeah, Marianne says it was supposed to be the 16th. I think so too. 16th or 17th was in my brain. So I think that's going to be this week. So we'll see how that goes. Liz says, take care. My brother got COVID returning from LA to Scotland and has been pretty weak and is pretty sick. I'm sorry to hear that, Liz. Yeah, it's not a fun thing to go through. For sleep, have you considered melatonin? Yes, Sylvia, I do take that. I take melatonin, valerian, and NyQuil most of the time to knock myself out anymore. Melatonin is supposed to be something that helps some people with COVID. I don't know that they know why, but melatonin is something that for some people it helps with their COVID symptoms. So I started bulking up on the melatonin at night when I got COVID. Melatonin is not something that generally works for me for sleeping. Valerian root works better. Um, I seem whatever reason that seems to work. Excuse me. So, but I do take both along with the NyQuil to try to sleep anymore. Um, Last night I didn't take it early enough, and like I said, I was up till 6:30 in the morning until I finally went to bed. So I slept late into this afternoon. Luckily, I was able to do that because the store was covered for us. All right. Donna says, yeah, it is this week. I was wondering about that. Yeah, I think it's Thursday. So we're going to try and get that done. I don't know if there'll be lives before that or not. We'll see how we are feeling and how things are going, but I don't know. But thank you all for tuning in. Please hit the share. Please watch us on YouTube and share the YouTube channel with your friends and subscribe. That really helps us. And hopefully we can get YouTube up and going and we'll get some money from that YouTube money and we'll be able to do more stuff. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me blabber on about how I was sick for 2 weeks for the last hour, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about things, please don't hesitate to email. We have been doing email. I've been trying to keep up almost every day on our email, no matter how sick I was. There were some days I missed, but I've been trying to keep up with that for all of you. So thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you out there. It's so good to be able to hang out with you again, at least a little bit. And yeah, thank you so much. You're keeping us going. Like I said, we're hanging on by our little claws right now, but we're still clawing away at it. So thank you all so very much and have a wonderful, wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever it is in your neck of the woods. And we'll see you back here at some point soon. If nothing else, for our creative make along on Zoom on Thursday. All right, everybody. Bye now. Thanks so much.